Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to do a theory, which is a kind of weird video. I have been trying to make this video for a bit now because with summer ending and school starting, there's a little bit of drama in between there. Well, this video is going to be a good couple minutes. I know it's not long, maybe about 6-ish minutes, maybe, I don't know. But into that, we are going to get into the video. And we're going to discuss this theory and whether it might be true or fake. Well, it's my own theory, but if you listen to the video, you will try to get my drift, and if you don't, oh well. Well, let's get to the video. Hopefully you guys can like and subscribe, but anyway, let's go. Before we get started, though, I would like to give some credit to Fusion Z Gamer for the footage, the idea from MatPat, and Scott for making lovely games. So, we've all heard Into the Pit, and this ending right here is Oswald. Well, technically, he can actually kind of be a time traveler, because if you look at this evidence right here, the grandfather paradox is a kind of thing, because so as you can see in the video, there is parts to it where Oswald, that's a little kid in the game that we're looking at right here. He's in that animatronic suit that's with Spring Bonnie looking through it. But Oswald Into the Pit, he jumps into a pit and he ends up somewhere in between the 1980s, more specifically 1985. And if you're not a FNAF fan theory or a theorist like I am, doesn't mean that you're not either, but Oswald, when he jumps into this pit, he goes back to 1985 before Jeff's Pizza, when it was Fredbear's Pizzeria, or Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. A little bit before the events of 1982, and when a little after the events of 1982, and a little bit before the events of 1987. Although that we don't know the difference between 82 and 87, whether it be Mangle, Chica, Foxy, Fredbear doing one of the things that happened to the kid that got his head bit, or Baby snatching up Elizabeth and killing her inside of her stomach hatch. We don't know which one that could be. Well, I am thinking that since when he hops into that pit, since he goes back in time, he can change the events of the FNAF timeline as we know it. So that means if he were to have more knowledge about the events in 1982, and then time travel or wait a couple years to 1987, that means he could potentially stop Evan's brother from putting him up to Fredbear, making him die because of or unalive, I should say, because of YouTube. He would be unalived by Fredbear because he was bit down on his frontal lobe. And since I'm thinking this, that means that Oswald could go back in time, wait a couple years to 1987, go into the diner, and stop Evan from being unalived. And saying that means since he's not unalived, that means hopefully William Acton will not go on a killing spree and cause the events of Five Nights at Freddy's. So that means Fazbear Frights, like FNAF 3, and all these other ones, and then that one event could almost erase the timeline as we know it. That means FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4 would not happen. Not even the newer installations of the game, like Help Wanted 1 and 2, Security Breach, and Security Breach Ruin. Even though that those are the same game in 1 and that's a DLC, that means Oswald, if he really wanted to, could prevent those events from happening. And if he can prevent those events, nothing will be there in the timeline. Like I've been saying a couple seconds before this. That means since everything is erased because Oswald stopped a kid from dying, that means the timeline would be erased almost forever. I know I keep repeating what I say is because I'm kind of slipping over my words, but in saying that means, if you think about it, all these details, we don't know if William was just a messed up psychopath or the trauma of Evan getting unalived caused him to unalive those other kids, making the whole FNAF timeline. Because when he makes the whole FNAF timeline, that means that could be potentially bad, and then that means his son, the son that killed the crying child, that means he wouldn't have to stop his father's doing, and since it's erasing the timeline, that doesn't mean he has to go through all of this torment and try to go to every pizzeria to find the bottom of the cases. And when you can't find the bottom of the cases, that means, since the timeline is erased for almost forever, Oswald can prevent everything if he really wanted to. Because like in the ending Bye Dad, when he just leaves the pizzeria in 1985, that means he can go forward and back in time to prevent everything. I don't know if I'm onto something or not, but hopefully you like and subscribe this video. Yes. Bye, guys.